Well, hello and welcome, fellow shapers of the future. What a glorious morning this is, and a complete turnaround. It's actually really quite mild, and I'm seriously overwrapped. Look at these hornbeam. Gorgeous. Then we go into the willows. From what I can make out, we've got 3 varieties of willow here. And the goat, the weeping, and I think it's the white willow. And of course, if you've got a few varieties in one area, they do crossbreed, so you end up having completely unique trees, really. But I was looking here the other day at what's on the ground, and yeah, definitely sure indication. That is obviously a goat willow. You can always tell because they have their ends nipped. But what we're looking for is these. Now, they look a lot like the ones you get on the weeping willow, but these are silver-backed. And I know for a fact that white willow, well, I don't know, I'm pretty sure white willow sheds that type of leaf. So somewhere in here we've got a white willow. And if you look up, most of it is. In fact, this is. Yeah, most of this seems to actually be white willow. But a little bit of goat here or there. Continue up through the little hazelwood path. I hope you can hear me over that wind. It's not really blowing on me, it's blowing in those trees up there. It's creating a hell of a racket. We'll try and creep in here a little bit because I often see rabbits here, and also I saw a squirrel charge out of my tent last time I was here. I don't mind him bunking down as long as he shits outside. And the other thing is this stormproof like I claimed? Because we had a storm and we're kind of still in the storm a little bit. I think the tail end, but I don't know, I don't really check the weather. And is it still standing? Yep. It's looking better than I thought actually. I was expecting that doorway to be absolutely saturated with the heavy horizontal rain that we got. But no, the door's solid. Yeah, everything is. No issues. I'd like to think it's that spaceship design, but no, it's just pegged down so much you can't go nowhere. My wood pile is getting a bit low, so I'm going to have to stock up on wood. That's going to be one of my first jobs. I'm going to carry on with this thick dead hazel fence. That's too thick, the last few layers, so I'm going to sort of take those away and probably burn them or something. Yeah. It could do with looking a little bit more homely, if I'm honest. And maybe if I put a few wind sheets up here or there. I've got 2 tarps to play with. I might be able to block this wind out entirely and have a little workshop. But we'll see. Other than that, I don't know what's going to happen today. So I guess we'll find out. Right, so one thing I did manage to make before I went to sleep was my bird table. Okay, so it might not look much, but we've got a couple of worms still there. I didn't think they'd stay there. And lots of little bird mix, mostly for the smaller birds. A little twig for them to stand on. And a place to put a bowl of water here, which I left at home. But yeah, I just would like to see the robins a bit more, because they don't seem to be around as much at the moment. And I'm a bit concerned about my robin friends. Not only that, I would like to get maybe a bit of footage. I got a footage of a blackbird yesterday. And it was just not worth showing, really. So I'm hoping to get a nice bit of footage, preferably of a robin, and then who knows from there. I could easily put this on a much taller pole, rise it right up in the air with a little bit of chicken on it or something, and maybe try and get some footage of these buzzards, because they really are impressive creatures. Such power. In front of me, you might be able to make out, over here we've got a hornbeam, next to it a beech, next to it a dead one, next to it a beech, then a hornbeam, a dead one, a beech, and then we've got a little row of hornbeams here and a couple of dead hornbeams as well, which I shall make good use out of that wood. So it should be in fairly good shape, and they are definitely dead. There's no doubt about that. So rather might as well take them out rather than have them in. But it seems like they had a row of beech and hawthorn along there with this little crab apple tree, which has still got a couple of crabs on. Crabs? It's still got a couple of apples on it. Literally a couple, which is driving some of those birds nuts because they can't get to them. Been watching them the last couple of days, and all of the fall on the apples has been eaten pretty much because the blackbirds came and they ravaged every single bit of it that's fallen. You can't see a single apple where there was hundreds. But no, they've slowly but surely eaten all those. But not even a scrap of an apple left. So they're well fed. So we don't have to worry about the blackbirds for a little while. I love that view there with my little hazel fence at the background. It's my handiwork, and I always get a little bit of pleasure when I look at No wind's going to blow that down. No storm. And this is this one, which we're going to do a bit of work on, I think.